Oh, Daddy.
Yeah, that's how I pooped my pants in kindergarten. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Excuse me, baby. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeesh. That was awkward. But I do firmly believe that easy conversations make a hard life. And hard conversations make an easy life. So let's have one. Because today we're diving into what every first-time home buyer needs to familiarize themselves with. And that's Form 41, otherwise known as the Exclusive Buyer Agency Agreement. And as of January 2024, your agent will send you one of these if you live in the state of Washington and you're looking for a home, and you have to sign it. Otherwise, your agent can't show you homes, much less help you buy one. So stick around to the end of the video. I promise you're going to get value out of it if you're on a home buying journey. My name is Tarpin. I'm a real estate broker with eXp Realty in Washington State, and I have nothing to sell you. However, I do have free actionable information that I release every week through my content. Let's go! Home buying is an exciting process, but it's also filled with complex steps that can make the process overwhelming, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. And I know, because I'm speaking from the pain of experience. I've been there, deer in the headlights. One crucial step to Washington State that you have to familiarize yourself with is Form 41. That's the Exclusive Buyer Agency Agreement, and it's also called a Buyer Broker Agreement, Buyer Representation Agreement, Buyer Agency Agreement. So if you ever hear me or another broker from Washington State use any of those terms, they're just talking about the Form 41. Real quick, what is happening in January 2024? So, a bunch of lawsuits happened and they're still pending, and that's all I can say about it. But real estate law mandates in January 2024 for all licensed realtors in Washington State to send you a buyer representation agreement. And if you don't sign it, we ain't showing you no houses, baby. That's just how it's working. Gotta do it. But what is a Form 41? Let's dive into that. An exclusive buyer agency agreement is a partnership contract where your realtor agrees to help you find a home, and you agree to exclusively use the realtor helping you find a home to find your home. Meaning you're agreeing not to use anyone else with a real estate license to help you, just the realtor you're working with. And it's not a financially binding contract, which basically means you're not pledging any of your capital or assets to partake in this agreement. And by signing one, you're validating with your realtor that you won't go sourcing other realtors to help you find your home, which creates a strong sense of trust between you and your realtor. You know I'm saying that word a lot. Because now they know they can go above and beyond in giving you personalized searches, expert advice, negotiating your deals for you, closing them on your behalf, making sure that the features in the house that you wanted are there because they're mandated to do it. Let's say you're interested in buying a home and it has a breaker box that's known for causing fires, which in a lot of older homes, it's a common thing to find. Your realtor by law has to inform you about it. Or say if you guys submitted an offer on a house that you like, but when seeing the property, the realtor finds out that the roof is going to collapse in a few years, but the listing agent wants your realtor to keep quiet about it. Well, they won't, because they owe you disclosure and honesty. So that's a big thing. Now, I'm not going to go in great detail over this because the next real estate video is going to be about agency and representation, but I will briefly show you guys what responsibilities brokers like myself owe you as the client or the end consumer. Let me break out the whiteboard so I can give you guys a good visual example. Let's go. Okay, who doesn't like visual examples? I know I need them, dude. I'm an army guy. Every time to learn. But anyway, before I get into this stuff, I am making, like, the next real estate video that I make is going to be about agency and representation. So I'm not going to dive into like definitions, terms, not going way into the weeds with that stuff. I just want to give you the basics so that way you guys get a little bit of an understanding. And this video has to go out before that one because the 2024 change in mandatory signing of a buyer agency agreement is coming right around the corner. So, real estate laws. Every licensed real estate professional has to abide by real estate law. And the reason why is because our managing brokers, directors, like they can fine us up to $5,000 for not doing our job right, which is good. It holds people accountable. But that should also tell you that not all agreements are bad agreements that will get you caught up in financial trouble. So, in saying that, there are two sides to every real estate transaction, just like there's two sides to every transaction, no matter what it is. It doesn't even have to be selling houses. You can't purchase a car that someone is not selling, right? Same with real estate. There's a listing side and a buyer side. You are the buyer. You're purchasing a home because this person is selling it. Relative to agency and representation, that's where we're getting into it, just the basics. You have sought out a broker or a subject matter expert at something that you don't quite know a lot about. So has the seller of this home. They bought this home and then now they're ready to sell it. So they're like, I gotta get somebody who knows how to sell homes to help me sell my home, because I know what I want to sell it for, but I don't know all the other details on how to sell my home without getting taken advantage of. And just like they're feeling that way, you're feeling the same way. This means that that person is talking solely to their broker and you are talking solely to their broker or to your broker. And the only people that are in contact to mediate the transaction are these two right here. They talk to one another. Now, let's say that since you're looking for a home, you find one and it's this guy's home. Boop. He's selling his home. Now, regardless of whether you guys have really put an offer in on it or not, or really, honestly, your realtor would be smart enough to, prior to submitting an offer, notice that it has a bad roof. So your realtor and you want to purchase this home, but it's got a bad roof. So your realtor goes, hey man, the thing's got a bad roof. Then this guy goes, I know, let's be quiet about it. Because you signed the buyer agency agreement, your realtor, not that it stops people from being shady, but it definitely binds your realtor to saying, nah man, I'm not signing it. You know why I'm not signing it? Because I owe my client loyalty, which is one of the fiduciary duties to your client if you're a realtor, someone like me. That's basically the gist of it. It's all about honesty. It's all about having somebody in your corner to stop you from making mistakes that can cost you. Because that's where the true costs are at, is not in signing the agreement and then finding out that you have to buy a home or that you're financially responsible for something. That's not how it works. Unless, of course, you submitted an offer, the offer was accepted, and you're beyond 3 days from the confirmation of sale. But that's another video. You're doing good. Keep going. In fact, I will give you guys right now, without diving again too deep into it, there is the fiduciary responsibilities that all agents owe their clients, regardless of whether you're on the listing side or buying side. And I'm by the way, shout out to Prep Agent. This is where I learned this. So I'm just completely stealing it. I learned an acronym called OLD CAR. And it's OLD CAR is a representation of, it's an acronym that represents the fiduciary responsibilities that every broker owes their client. They owe them obedience. Obedience? I'm a veteran, by the way, okay, so if I'm spelling this wrong, whatever. Obedience. We also owe loyalty. We owe disclosure. We owe confidentiality. Accountability. and reasonable care. I'm gonna dive in the next video on what those exactly mean and all that stuff, but I'm not turning one video into 2 videos. That's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. So there's only so much information that people could take in at a time. But we do owe that to you. And that's why signing some agreements are a good idea, particularly the buyer agency agreement. So just sign it. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm gonna leave some links at the bottom in the description below. One of them is gonna be about the law passing in January 2024, and the other one is going to be about how to contact me in case you actually do want some help. No pressure, not here to sell you anything, like literally never. I will post a link to the last episode, which you'll find somewhere up here, and it'll be about how adjustable rate mortgages could possibly help you in today's market going into 2024. How exciting, and you might want to check it out. There will also be a new episode dropping every week, every Thursday. That's what we're doing. So if you do like the content that I'm putting out, please consider like and subscribing to the channel. Leave me a comment below. Give me some critiques, hate, love, whatever. I would appreciate it either way. Yeah, the liking and subscribing definitely helps the algorithm get my content to people who need it, so that would be great. Aside from that, I'll see you guys on the next episode. That's going to be about agency and representation. Peace.